Hey there, hello, it's Ewink Aaron here, obviously in another attempt to not show you either my ugly face or my ugly office. But that's okay, because I have lots of weird, embarrassing pictures that I'd rather show you for some reason. Today, I want to talk about two anime that are currently airing in this season, assuming I get this edited before the season runs out, that I really think you need to watch if you like good stories, good comedy, and good romance. I know that's weird coming from me, especially given how I look in this video, but hear me out, okay? So for those of you who do not know, I mentioned it in my Star Trek Generations video that I used to have a website that I would update as a blog, and I just kind of ramble on about stuff, kind of like what I'm doing here. And on this website, I would sometimes do Ewink's Functified recommendations for a season, basically because back then there were not 4,000 YouTube channels, all of which could do a much better job of telling you what you probably should watch. Plus also I have a pretty unique take on things, so I don't necessarily like what you're supposed to like, if that makes sense. But I realized, like I said, there's tons of YouTubers who do it now, so I stopped doing that. But these two shows really compelled me to want to talk about them and make sure you know that they're out there and you should watch them. I'm going to talk about these two shows in alphabetical order based on their English names because I'm very terrible at pronouncing Japanese names for some reason. So let's get to it. The first show is called Tune In to the Midnight Heart, also a Mayanaka Heart tune. I initially kind of got turned on to this one because I thought maybe it was a sequel to this weird vampire Yuri something YouTuber anime I had watched a few seasons ago that was just absolutely bonkers and hilarious. But no, it's a harem anime, but don't let that scare you away, and I'll get more into that in a minute. First off, the basis of the plot is actually kind of icky. So your main character, Arasu Yamabuki, we're going to call him Bucky because one of the characters calls him Bucky, and I freaking love it. So Bucky used to listen to this ASMR channel where this girl named Apollo basically talked to everybody and made them fall asleep to her voice because, believe it or not, that is actually a thing, and I'm not being sarcastic. You can just listen to people talk to you if they do it the right way, and you're out like a light. It's amazing. He tracked down basically the area where she would live and where she probably went to school and enrolled in that school. In 9,999 anime out of 1,000, this guy is 100% the villain. But it turns out, there's this and that, and I'm going to be kind of vague because I don't want to spoil anything that comes on, but basically there was some unfinished business between the two of them, and he wants to finish that business. That is not a sex euphemism, as far as I know. That is just a thing. So Bucky enrolls in this high school, and he figures out that the members of the broadcast club has 4 girls, and they all sound like they could be Apollo. So he comes bursting in. And this guy is like probably one of the funniest and best harem protagonists in a very, very long time. He's got some of that real Tariwaki Kuno energy to him. And when I say that, I'm talking about like this funny arrogance that comes off kind of like, yeah, I'm better than you, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, no, you're not. And everybody knows that. And that's why it's funny, and truly the character seems to know that too as well. It's just hilarious arrogance, but he's got like Rentaro Chad energy. という次第でございまして、メイドメイさんを新しい彼女として迎え入れさせていただいてもよろしいでしょうか? and you should know what I'm talking about there. He decides to join the broadcast club. He's a rich kid, so he kind of tells them that he'll buy new equipment if they let him in. And they accept because, hey, this dude's gonna buy us equipment. The 4 girls in the broadcast club, any one of them could be Apollo. I think I know which one, but I'm not gonna give that out either. Are all freaking adorable. I have a favorite, but I feel bad about having a favorite. So let's just kind of go through and talk about them really quick. First one is Rika Inohana. I told you I'm bad at Japanese names. She's kind of like their leader, I guess. I don't know. Maybe she's not. But she's probably the one that's the most well put together of the group. She sings and plays guitar outside the school. And she has her issues, kind of like self-esteem issues that Bucky helps her deal with. And that's a recurring theme here, is that Bucky helps all the girls deal with their issues. Going forward, Bucky's goal is to make all 4 of them successful, because regardless of which one of them is Apollo, he wants to help all 4 of them. So he helps Rika with some things, and fun ensues because it is so wholesome. Everything's just wonderful. And there's a cute little moment later in the series where Rika tries to dress up for him, but he has the nerve to freaking fall asleep.
私は山吹くんに可愛いって言ってもらえたらなって思いながら選んだよ。だってさ、山吹、どうよ。って寝てるし。
The next one I'm going to talk about is Nene Himikawa. Nene tries to be tsundere, which basically means a bitch for the sake of being a bitch. It's one of my least favorite character tropes, but she's not very good at it. When you want to talk about a tsundere that you think of people like Akane Tendo, who's always punching Ranma into the sky for things that he didn't do, or the character that's like, I didn't do this because I like you or something like that. It is a horrible trope. I hate it so much. But Nene isn't good at doing it. And she's also actually a really kind person, and she shows off her kindness more than she shows off her tsum. And that's what's really endearing about her. She wants to be a voiceover artist, and so, of course, Bucky's like, yeah, let's do it. But she had to help out the drama club and do some acting, and there's just a whole bunch of cute hijinks going on with that. The next one I'm going to talk about, and I'm kind of going out of order of their stories because I'm saving my favorite for last. Then there's Shinobu Uzaki. She is an adorable thing. She dreams of becoming a news presenter, which apparently in Japan is like a thing that you do not need a journalism degree for. And I only mention that because here in all the TV stations I worked at, you start as a field reporter and work your way up to anchor and sitting on the anchor desk. Apparently in Japan and maybe other places where they're just called presenters, you are just a pretty person or a well-spoken person who gets to read the news. There's a couple of things I like about her. One, she is very open with Bucky regarding flirting with him. It is really funny. She takes him shopping and they have just a fun time with that. Then the second thing, and don't judge me too harshly, but her uniform shirt does not completely go to the top of her skirt, and that little piece of belly, it's just so much fun to look at. It's just you only see glimpses of it, and it's just chef's kiss.
What's wrong with you?
My favorite by far is Iko Kurino. She wants to be a VTuber. She is literally, I think, the most high energy, the most adorable, and the most insecure of the entire group. And that just leads to her charm so much. And it also leads into something else about this anime that I love so much because it has absolutely gorgeous animation. You've seen these character designs. You've seen what I've showed you on the screen. Just gorgeous, beautiful animation. It's clear that they put a lot of work into animating this series. And then it also does this.
失敗した。
このドッキリ効果あるのか？
大丈夫。それで僕の血筋が途絶える。
おい、コントローラー、離すな。練習してきたんじゃないのか？
I love that. in animation where it can be completely serious, completely gorgeous, and then it just turns into a straight up cartoon. Two of my favorite other examples of this are Alia hides her true feelings in Russian. The animation is just beautiful. They draw Alia with such detail and just making her look so beautiful. And then they make her look like this. And it's fucking hilarious. I love it. I just think that kind of like out of nowhere is just so funny. Another good one about this is This Monster Wants to Eat Me, which was a really amazing anime from last season. It's Yuri, it's got gorgeous animation, and then it gets so fucking cartoony just out of nowhere. You can have an amazingly serious scene. And then you have a character skitter off. It is, I can't explain how much I love that stuff. Going back to Hearttoon, this series is just, there's so much emotion in what Bucky is wanting to do for the four girls. It's clear that they are all starting to have feelings for him. You know, there's the mystery of which one of them, if any of them, is Apollo, and just the dynamic between the four girls, between Bucky and the four girls. It is just probably one of the best harem rom-coms I've seen since 100 Girlfriends. And 100 Girlfriends is on a completely different level because it is incredibly amazing. It is just an amazing show. You have to watch it. But this show, like, it comes as close as you can to that. It's like if you're reaching for a perfect 10, this show is a 9.8 in levels of just a really great protagonist, a really great group of girls, and just a really great storyline. And I cannot wait to see how it ends. If it ends. If it doesn't end, I probably go out and get the manga, because I'm not going to be satisfied unless I know which one of these girls is Apollo. The next one I want to talk about is You and I Are Polar Opposites. That's the name of the show. I'm not telling you what You and I are. This is a rom-com that it's not a harem, and I almost don't want to say the main characters pair off and then sub-characters pair off, because one of the great things about this show is like it kind of treats all three of the couple groups as if they were main characters. Obviously, the number one couple group, which is Tani and Suzuki. What's good about this show is like there's no will they, won't they. They pair off in episode 1. They confess to each other, and the way they do it is adorable. The premise of the show is basically each couple that gets kind of highlighted are opposites of each other. For example, Miu Suzuki is just yap, 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 yap. Yusuke Tani is very quiet and reserved. He just sits there, he kind of does his thing. Suzuki often like talks to him and just asks some weird questions, and it looks like he's kind of humoring her, but eventually we find out that like he loves that about her.
鈴木さんが喋るのをやめると間が持たないような。
And she loves how reserved and quiet he is. At the end of episode 1, they are a couple. The next couple we see kind of come out of the blue is Kentaro Yamada. This guy is just nothing but energy. He's like, if you put 50 Monster Energy drinks and like a gallon of sugar into an anime character, that's this dude. He just does not calm down. And then you have Natsumi Nishi, who has basically not a communication disorder as bad as like if you were doing Comey Can't Communicate or Bochi the Rock.
私の命をもって腹切り賞でもバンド名くらい覚えて帰ってもらえるはず。ド下手ですみません。ロックすぎる。
I actually relate to her because like she overanalyzes her responses. So whenever somebody would talk to her, she would just think about how she responded so much that she would never actually get to respond because she doesn't want to say the wrong thing. And I've been there, done that. I get that. Yamada kind of forced her into being buddies with them because he noticed her laughing at their antics when they were in the library and in other places. And he found that absolutely adorable, as did I. And so he kind of forces her to communicate with them, and then they end up, you could say they end up being a couple. I don't think at this point in the anime they've officially like become a couple, but they're definitely a couple. And then the third couple is Shuji Tiara and Shino Azuma, and they had the hardest names of all of these to pronounce. Shuji is a student who also works at a convenience store, and then he gets all grumpy when he sees like his friends show up at the convenience store. But that's what he gets for getting a job near where his friends live, you know? Shut up. And then Shino is a girl who kind of has an issue with her self-worth. She had bad mistakes with boys in the past, and she ended up letting her, and I'm using air quotes here, friends from middle school just kind of treat her like shit. And I think the apex of their relationship became when Shuji just kind of yelled at her and told her that she's a human being, she's worth something, and to stop letting people walk all over her. They haven't, so far in the show, at least as where I'm at, they haven't coupled yet, but like the other ones, they're a couple. So basically you have this show with these three couples all together doing their stuff, and the show is so fucking sweet. I am not kidding. Everything about it is just sweet and so relaxing to watch. There's drama, but there's no drama. If you know what I'm saying. There's hilarious moments.
Why?
And then there's just, it's the characters, every single character is so likable. So like you cannot dislike a single one of these characters because of how well they are written, how well they are acted, and just it is just a comforting show to watch. I might like it just a little bit more than Midnight Heart. Not much, but a little bit more just because there's no who is it, who done it, will they, won't they in it. There's a really good group of friends who are all really close, and just watching them try to navigate through their high school romance, it's just adorable. Suzuki and Tani are probably couple of the year. If somebody else gets couple of the year, I honestly think we should do a January 6th on the headquarters of anime, because that is just nonsense. And oh hey, nonsense. It's really fun to watch, and the animation is great. It's kind of one of those ones where like the animation can be is really good at times, and then really cheesy at other times, because like half the anime is cheese and half of it is good. I think it's like a perfect combination of just how cute it can be and how funny it can be. Just watching, like, you know, Suzuki, she's named after a motorcycle apparently, and she's just like, yeah, I'm gonna show off my speed, and then this. So everything is great.
Oh, everything here is fantastic.
The anime is great. I encourage you to watch both of these anime. They're both on Crunchyroll here in the United States. There's no reason not to watch them unless you're just one of those people who are like, I only watch like, you know, battle anime. I'm not going to recommend any because I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole of having to screen cap and do all of other stuff for a lot of anime I don't want to have to deal with, especially because Premiere is just a jerk for various reasons, but I won't get into that now. Watch the shows I gave you there. Those 2 shows. If you like comedies and you like romantic comedies, you have to watch these 2 shows. They are just peak anime, and I'm very happy that they exist, and I'm very happy I can share them with you. Hey everybody, it's Aaron. Thanks for watching this video. I am a real person, believe it or not, no AI involved. If you liked the video, please let me know. You can either like and subscribe, or at least leave a comment to let me know that, hey, the video was kind of cool and I didn't mind it. Definitely, if you're subscribing, it's the only way you're going to find out if I make more content, because I post so infrequently. But anyway, again, thanks for watching, especially if you made it this far. Check out some of my other stuff, and yeah, thanks.